So this is Five Finger Death Punch, Wrong Side of Heaven. I think at the time of this recording, it's got a little over 400 million views. Obviously, my most popular music video. This was a pretty epic shoot. It was 2 days, 1 day out at Blue Cloud in Valencia, doubling for Afghanistan, and 1 day downtown. A lot of this downtown stuff, we just drove around shooting homeless people. That guy didn't like us too much, apparently. But this was a big up curve learning experience for a lot of us. The DP is Michael Pesa, now Michael Pesa ASC. I like to think that they gave him his button due to this video, but probably not. Probably because he shoots a lot of things. But the thing I really wanted to make sure on this video was that each of these soldiers had their own character, that they felt, unique as an individual. And ultimately, all this works to set up the fact at the end that there's more to them than just soldiers. They're people who are sacrificing everything. And when I was casting this, some of the military advisors were upset that I wasn't hiring real military. And I understand, but the goal is to get actors who can perform and get people who can tell the stories of these guys. And in fact, one of the guys, right, not there, him, he was real military, and shooting this, it brought back some bad memories for him. There he is, right there, and it really hit him hard. Being out there, even though it was simulated, we still had smoke and things whizzing by his head, and it was emotionally hard for him to do it. But I'm grateful that, again, I picked him because he was a strong actor. It was just a coincidence that he was a vet. But the other guys were able to lean on his knowledge while we were shooting it. This is a neat little scene. That's Ashley. She was in my short film, The Visitant. As Ashley right there with Doug Jones and Amy Smart. And I really like to use a lot of the same actors. If you watch a lot of these videos, you'll see a lot of people coming back as different characters, because I know that they can perform. I really try to find actors that can do what we need for the story in 1 to 2 takes. We don't really have time. I mean, we do like 100 setups. Like a setup is every time you move the camera and you establish a new shot, sometimes you move the lighting, sometimes you don't, but usually there's a little lighting shift. But every time you do a new setup, that's kind of a new acting point sometimes, not all the time. But you need people who can act quickly. This was fun. We shot this late at night, just walking around downtown LA. The cops didn't know we were there. And he just went off, and we had people yelling at us on the streets, people threatening to beat us up. We just walked in this rando arcade, but look at him go. I mean, come on. Like, it's amazing to get performances like this. And, this part we had blocked off, and that's Rigo. He's a cop for hire. We've, shot Rigo a few times. But it's what matters the most, no matter what, is the emotions, is telling these stories, is getting, getting actors who understand the story, who understand how to tell these stories. And really, as a director, like, I'm just kind of saying, start here, end here. Emotionally, you should be here, and we end here emotionally. And just let these performers do their thing. And like, I had no idea that Frank Lawson on the right would tear up, and Daniel on the left would tear up, and we just discovered this amazing little moment that everyone loves. So it's nice to get talented people who can just enhance your stories and give it what it really needs. And it's nice to have talented cameramen like Michael who can capture it for you with his crew and his team, and so you don't lose it, so you don't miss out on an emotional beat to get it all happening. Because if it's not emotional and people don't care about it, then what's the point? Seriously, like, there's no point in making something that doesn't impact you in some way.